all hear me okay?
Yes.
It is really hard to hear yourself up here. I want to take a minute to thank William and Sue and Brandy for making this an amazing experience, and to Benoit and to my cohort for everything. It's been my honor to witness the fellows in this room as well, so thank you for bringing your words to this space. I will be reading an excerpt from my memoir, which examines the silencing of queer male bodies that have survived sexual violence and the larger systemic efforts at work to eliminate our voices. This piece is titled Sand Dollar Boy. Daycare lady slid the closet door open, moving its tiny slits of light across our bodies, my tiny body on its knees, her son perched on a cardboard box, his pubic hair sprouted. Daycare lady looked as if she'd seen a ghost. Her son lured me with sand dollars, those tiny white seashells, or maybe even just those two words, sand dollar, sand dollar. Yes, the words alone lured me. He would take them out one by one from a little wicker basket and tell me stories about each one of them as he carefully placed them into my palms. My tiny fingers explored the tiny pores and divots, delicate and dead, sand dollar, sand dollar. I thought they were real money. Money so valuable you never saw them in stores because they came from nature. How much is a sand dollar worth, I wondered with big eyes. How many green dollars for a sand dollar? I loved them, and I loved being the only daycare kid invited to look at his seashells and treasures. One time he told me, put this shell to your ear and you can actually hear the ocean. In the middle of flatlands and cornfields, the ocean became a place I could visit in his bedroom. I never wanted to join him in the closet. I just wanted him to be my older brother. I just wanted to be his special sand dollar boy, and for a while, I guess I was. I was the boy who got to listen to the ocean in a seashell. In the closet, he told me what to do. I stayed silent, but he found ways to negotiate my silent no's. Sand dollar. I didn't want him in my mouth, but even at 4 or 5 or 3 or whatever age I was, I found ways to protect my dignity. Somehow I knew how to angle my skull to obscure his view, and that with a little spit in the palm of my hand, I could make him think he was in my mouth, even when he wasn't. Daycare lady stood in the closet doorway, still but furious. Stand up, she said, directing me with her finger. I stood. With her hand on my shoulder, she guided me out of the closet, away from his bedroom, down the hallway, past the other kids, and upstairs. Sit here until I come back, she said, pointing at the blue couch. I sat alone, and shame grew in my belly. She returned calm, but with disappointment on her face. You wanted to play with my son, didn't you? She asked. Silence. Sand dollar. Adam, did you want to play with my son? I need you to answer me, or I'm going to have to tell your mom. My heart. Silent. What you did today was very bad. You wouldn't want your mom to know about that bad thing you did, would you? I stayed silent on that couch for the rest of the day, and the next day, and the next. For 2 whole days, I sat quiet and listened to other kids play in the basement. She forced me to eat lunch alone, and I continued my silence, sand dollar. On the 3rd day, my little boy body sat alone on a bar stool at the kitchen counter, eating macaroni and cheese with cut-up hot dog. Daycare lady stood across from me and watched me eat while the other kids swam in the pool. I chewed slowly and tried not to cry when I glanced over at the water. I still see flashes of little boys and little girls in tiny swimsuits and floaties and wet cement, and her big son's wet brown hair shining in the sunlight as his body leapt into the water to make waves for the other kids. Adam, are you ready to admit it? I could feel her breath on my skin. Are you ready to go outside and play with the other kids? Sand dollar, sand dollar. My eyes fixed on a sea of yellow macaroni noodles when I finally said, yes.